All right, we are live, everyone. I am putting some last minute stuff together for the show. So before we get started, listen to this amazing song by Union Square Kids, and I'll be right back.
Union Square kids got their heads in the clouds, but their heads on their shoulders, so they know they gonna make it out there.
We were just pretending, Doesn't mean it wasn't real. We're just a bunch of kids back then, and how real a game can feel sometimes. Going to Whole Foods Market and buying up food on a plate. Straight up walking upstairs and eat it, 'cause only suckers pay, Sleeping in the subway with your head on the bag, drinking 40s in the park. Around the park weather. Yeah, it's getting dark indeed. Hanging out at Cozy's, washing your clothes at Starbucks, stealing stuff from Cozy's and Barnes and Nobles. You can suck my cock.
Union Square kids got their heads in the cloud, but their hands in your pocket, so you wanna watch out when you're at Union Square kids. It was just a game, but it feels pretty real when you play it every day. Union Square kids got their heads in the cloud, but their hands in your pocket, so you wanna watch out when you're at Union Square kids. It was just a game, but it feels pretty real when you play it every day.
We were just pretending, Doesn't mean it wasn't real. We're just a bunch of kids back then, and how real a game can feel sometimes. Going to Whole Foods Market and buying up food on a plate. Straight up walking upstairs and eat it, 'cause only suckers pay,
Union Square kids got their heads in the cloud, but their hands in your pocket, so you wanna watch out when you're at Union Square kids. It was just a game, but it feels pretty real when you play it every day.
everybody. We are live and we got a soundtrack and we're smoking the good show. I'm really excited for today's episode, but before we get started, I just want to point out, this went up a few episodes ago. The golden ear made out of Swarovski crystals, made by the artist Shlomi, $10,000. It is gold and Swarovski crystals, black crystals. It's pretty dope. I didn't mention it. It used to say "Welcome to the Ranch," but I didn't give her a proper onboarding yet. I like this artist a lot. Made a lot of items on the set, actually, including this Shimon Peres right here, father of the Israeli nuclear program. Shlomi Hayun made this one too. You guys should go check him out at Shlomi J Hayun or MTLE Art Studios. He did this installation for Drake, which was sick. Also a Whitney Houston. I mean, the guy's been crushing it, but check out that gold in my ear. I mean, am I right, folks? Look at that. The first female prime minister, not like I'm boasting about it. She was actually a great prime minister. But first country to actually have a female prime minister, all the way in the beginning. She was like a member of the revolution. They fought the British and won their independence against the British like the Americans did. Unbelievable story. Anyways, everything in life either works or it doesn't. And if it works, well, we're left with it. And if it doesn't exist, like Palestine. But Israel exists, and Israel's like the topic of every single subject that ever existed, it seems, from now on. Israel's like the Diet Coke of topics. The Jews are like the topic. Like, nobody wants to talk about anything but the Jews. While Alex Jones has on Victor Bout, like, continuously. Russian war merchant. The Merchant of Death, they called him. Nicolas Cage made a movie about it, actually. The movie is called Lord of War. Here, I'll show you guys. Lord of War. Let's get the screen share going. Lord of War by Nicolas Cage. 20-year arms-dealing career of Queens, New York outcast Yuri Orlov, Nicolas Cage, serves as a window into the end of the Cold War and the emergence of something. Anyway, so this movie is supposed to be based off of Victor Bout, the guy that Alex Jones is having on his show like every single month, hosting his show. And now he's going on Tucker. Alex made a post on X. Let's show it, folks. Went on Tucker Carlson saying he heard that a little birdie is going on Tucker Carlson. Victor Bout is going on Tucker Carlson. I'll pull it up for y'all. Put my hand in my What'd you guys think of the music? That music was so good, right? The onboard. All right, we're at my page here. Let's screen share again. So we scroll down here. Alex Jones, a little bird told me that Victor Bout will be on Tucker Carlson this week. No one should miss this. Kind of crazy, right? Here's Alex with Victor Bout right there. He says the globalists are feeling their days are numbered, and they're trying a desperate attempt to show the victory and launch massive counter-offenses. Top Russian military expert breaks down NATO's plan to hit targets inside. He calls him top Russian military expert breaks down NATO's plan to hit targets inside Russia with long-range weapons and warns that Russia has the right to strike legitimate targets in Europe. He says, top Russian military expert, folks. You guys see that, right? You see that? I'm not making this up, right? He says, top Russian military expert. He doesn't say Victor Boot, Lord of War. He says top military expert. And this is just such a crazy story, folks. This makes Europeans now a part of the conflict, according to all rules and traditions of war. Russia has the right to attack any of these installations. It doesn't matter where they are inside of Europe. Anyway, so this is Alex Jones, folks. Alex Jones is the media source that is pushing this and, making an announcement to us about this, Whether you call it journalism or not, I don't know. It's pretty bold, if you ask me. I think it's the most bold thing happening in television. If it's journalism, then Alex wouldn't be calling him top military expert. He'd say Lord of War that was released for Brittany Griner by Joe Biden. That's what he'd say. This guy was arrested for financing, not for financing, for war profiteering. He sells arms, guys. He sells arms for a living. He's like a Russian arms dealer. Convicted Russian arms trafficker known as the Merchant of Death. That's him. The Merchant of Death. And I did some Chat GPT searches on some of his things that happened in, Afghanistan, mostly Africa. He mostly sold weapons into conflict zones in Africa. But the total number is between 5 to 6 million people were killed as a result of the conflicts that he profiteered in. That's a serious amount of people. 5.5 million people. For comparison, the war in Ukraine is 1.5 million people, and the war in Gaza is 58,000 people. The war in Lebanon, also much lower numbers. The war in Iran, also IRGC targets inside of Iran. So much is happening in the world, folks, and the situation is spiraling out of control with the new mullah, J.D. Vance, and his plan. And it's like in a global instant, just in the blink of an eye, everything changes. And I don't understand why specific things would happen the way that they do. I do have Ashton Forbes coming on the show next week. Ashton and I are going to talk about the possibility of a secret weapon that was discovered inside of Iran that caused a halt to the war. In which case, we're going to explore the possibility of that. But let me ask yourselves, America, do you think this guy, he's got his arms and his legs chopped off. His whole family has been brutally murdered and decimated. The whole empire hangs on his head. And J.D. Vance is saying, changed behavior. His father was just killed. His mother was just killed. His wife was killed with all of his children. And he's sitting there, and J.D. Vance is like, changed behavior. And Jared Kushner's like Tucker Carlson. And he's like, $5 billion investment from a GCC fund. And the picture that's worth 1,000 words, guys. The picture that's worth 1,000 words. I'll send it over because I still can't stop looking at it. I just look at it, and I'm just like, what in the heck is going on, folks? It's a very weird world. The Abraham Accords are definitely in question. The situation is rapidly shifting in the Middle East. So much quicker than we could have ever imagined. And there's just impossible scenarios that are being erected that almost can only exist if J.D. Vance becomes president of the United States. And I, for sure, am not down for that. That doesn't make me feel like I have a place here in America. That's pretty clear what that is. They show you what they are, folks. I can't find I could find it. It's just my airdrop isn't working properly. We'll try it one more time. It's the picture with JD Vance, the foreign minister of Qatar, and Jared Kushner. And that one is just blowing my mind because, like, how? First of all, how is Jared Kushner getting a $5 billion investment and negotiating this at the same time? Like, let's be real, folks. I got the picture sent over. Perfect. Let's throw it up on the screen, please, guys. Thank you. So the picture worth 1,000 words. Here they are, negotiating the Iran deal. And as you guys could remember, there's this card here. You see the woman's card? Anyways, I think it got thrown off the screen for a second. Let's see if I can pull it back up. There's a card here. That card on that computer is not JD Vance. It's a woman. So something's going on here. This is a very weird scene, right? Why is Jared Kushner there, guys? And why is he getting a $5 billion investment into his company right now from a GCC firm while this is going on? How is he even negotiating that in good faith and taking a investment at all? Like, he's not even a member of the administration. Him and Witkoff is, but he isn't. I mean, he's the president's son-in-law. But does that make him a part of the administration? And we had such a problem with Hunter Biden with a $450,000 art piece, right? $450,000, and we were freaking out. Oh my God, Hunter Biden has a $450,000 art piece. They're buying the presidency. They're buying the presidency. And the Qatars are just like, yes, just negotiate an American surrender to the Iranian mullah who has no arms and no legs, and then give him all these things, because they're basically selling Iran to Qatar. That's what's going on. They're selling Iran to Qatar. And by doing so, Qatar is creating its like vassal nation with a military and its ability to like push itself back against the West and indemnify itself against the West without recourse. Because it's Iran. It's like North Korea to China. And this is a very scary situation because it's like, why do we capitulate? And it has to do with trillions of dollars. And Donald Trump, and there is something going on, folks. This is not normal behavior in the tides of war. And he did it on his birthday with UFC 250. And, like, I got these friends, right? And they're just like, no, Trump is playing them. He's playing them all. Trump's got it in the back pocket. He's just psyching them out. I'm being real with you. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, why he would play this game. And then I start thinking about Venezuela. And in Venezuela, my mind opens up a little bit more, right? So here's the play. You know, Nicolas Maduro, no war, no war, no war. He was like a Muppet. He's still alive somewhere. Like, I'm kind of curious. I want to hear from Nicolas Maduro. You know, no war, Trump friend. I rule Venezuela from secret palace prison. And then you guys got to hear how he talked. Anyways, we go in, we extract him. It's like, dun dun dun, Trumpian. And we're like, wow. But like, let's not forget that Venezuela elected a duly elected president that Nicolas Maduro took. Nicolas Maduro refused to honor the election results. I remember Marco Rubio was that. It was the 2025 elections in Venezuela. Held at the level, 6-year term, 5 years, prior to the 1990s. Anyways, the 2000s, where do they put this? Don't make me go all the way to the bottom, Wikipedia. What a ridiculous website. It was 2025. And I remember like the guy, he was like a bald-headed guy. He like um May 25th, 2025. Maduro stole Venezuela's vote, right? What was the guy's name? The guy's name was get out of here with your stupid thing. The guy's name was does it say his name? Javier Corrales. No, that's not it. Where the fuck is it? Dude, the internet for the F. We're going to have to just make this an advertisement for ChatGPT. Okay, let's say who was the last person to run in the last elections in Venezuela? Nicolas Maduro stole the election from the people. There's a duly elected person. Why didn't we just give the people the person that they wanted? Edmund Gonzalez Ortia. This is the guy. And there was a guy, Maria Corina Machado. That was it, right here. This is the woman. Not a bald guy. It was a woman. And she like won the people. So like, why didn't we do anything with her? Like, why is it that like we're like ruling Venezuela? Like, that's what I don't understand. You know, like in Simpleman's terms, explain it to me like I'm just like I'm 5. You know, like I just don't understand it. Like, why also aren't gas prices? Somebody said, "Oh, the infrastructure is really bad in Venezuela." Okay, so like he was already talking about boatloads coming out of Venezuela. Like, where are they going? And like, why? And then I see these advertisements all over the place. America's the largest exporter of oil in the world, and I'm like, so why is it so expensive here? If we're exporting it all, why is it so expensive here? You know, and I'm like sitting here thinking to myself, like, what is going on? Am I in another time loop or something? Is this like another false reality? Like, how do I jump timelines and get out of this mosh pit of like unbelievably ridiculous, corruptible options for representative democracy? Do I have to run for office? What's going on? Like, how is 2028 even a real thing anymore? I told this to my dad, too. I was like, because my father votes blue. And I was like, if it's Gavin Newsom, there better not be a fucking family argument on Thanksgiving or I'm done. This reality isn't real. Like, it's just not real. If they're going to be like, Gavin Newsom versus Marco Rubio. You can't trust Marco Rubio. He was a member of the Trump administration. And you go for Gavin Newsom, I can't talk to you anymore, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's like Democrats owe it, even if there is a deep state, the Democrat deep state owes it to everybody to just like elect a really solid person that like could steer America. You know, okay, you're a deep state. You want to steer America? Like, but do it for us, you know, like we're all in it together. You know, even you, deep state, have to deal with us. Imagine how I feel as a Jew here. You know what I'm saying? Like the plebes, God, the plebes. But like that deep state, come, just chill out for a second. You know, deep state, just give us somebody good and like sit Gavin Newsom down and like solve some basic problems and rule forever. You know what I'm saying? If you're really a secret deep state out there, whoever you are, you're the secret deep state. You know, you want to rule forever. Listen, I'm sure you're doing some pretty big things behind the scenes. I'm like trying to make my company survive. I'm trying to like vocalize myself on the internet, combat anti-Semitism, stand up for what I think is the best future for America. And represent. You know what I mean? Represent. I want to show you guys another graph that I saw this week since we're on this. This was the most startling statistic that I have seen, actually. Honest to God. Because, like, I understand that the GDP of Israel is what it is. Actually, let's ask ChatGPT, right? Because ChatGPT seems to have our answers for us. It's like such a better search engine. All right, so chat. What is the GDP of Israel? The GDP of Israel is $540 billion. IMF is $720 billion this year. Israel, 10.3 million, whatever. We're going 720 billion, right? Now I want to show you guys something else, okay? You guys need to understand like why things are the way they are in the world, okay? And they could be a lot better. Look at this, folks. The Jewish American combined net worth in America is $15 trillion. Followed second by white Anglo-Saxon Protestants, $12 trillion. Indian Americans come in at third with $2 trillion. Chinese Americans, 1.8 trillion GDP inside of America. And Korean Americans, some of my favorite goyim, $800 billion contributing to the American economy. Japanese at number 6, 700. Iranian at 600 billion at number 7. Armenian at 400 billion, number 8. Vietnamese 350. Lebanese number 10 at $300 billion. But look at the top, folks. $15 trillion GDP by Jews in America, and a $1.2 trillion GDP by white Anglo-Saxon Protestants in America. Even though they make up 70% of the country and Jews make up 2% of the country, that's how successful Jews have been, and that's how much we contribute every single year to the gross domestic product of this country. Okay? I want things to be in the scope. I want people to understand like what's actually going on in the world. I want you to really get with the program. Israel is a $540 billion GDP. Jews in America, $15 trillion of the GDP of America. So we want a very strong relationship with Israel. We deserve one. We finance half the country, literally, followed by white Americans, and the rest follows after that. And that's the truth, because those are the people that show up to work and make business happen and do things. The merchants, the people who build society, the construction companies, the people who build your homes. People like to LARP and say, oh, Jews are just tax accountants. This is why I hate Seth MacFarlane, the comedian, the guy who makes Family Guy. In his world, Jews are just accountants. You know, and there is a world that exists where Jews are accountants, lawyers, and doctors. But we are so much more. We are so much more. We are at every level and fabric of society, including fabrics. We dominate in textiles. Show me a textile market that isn't dominated by Jews today. We dominate in entertainment. We dominate in construction, like I said before. We dominate in banking. We dominate in finance. Think about just the finance aspect. What a contribution to the world. Do you know how many companies get funded because a Jew is working on a project? An analyst saying, oh, they have a great ROI. I really think we should reconsider this investment, sir. And then the company gets financed. And that's why my guest today, Gabe Einhorn, is really important, because he did that, you know, and that was the program. He's going to be joining us today. And that's that Austin Franco bit, you know, the grifter. So, but we need to understand like what's going on in America, folks, and what's really at stake, America. Like, if you want to chase out all your Jews, if that's what you want, Tucker Carlson and Alex Jones, If that's what you want, if that's what you guys want, you're basically trying to sink America. At least America as we know it. You're going to blame everything on the Jews. Well, the Jews do this. Well, the Jews do the ALA and the ADL and the BLM and the blah blah blahs and the blah blah blahs. Bro, Jews are everywhere. Just shut the fuck up. You sound so stupid and ignorant. Like, I'm so serious. Like, I can't believe Alex Jones is now on the fucking Jews are everywhere bit. Like, duh, we're Jews. We really are the highest IQ in the entire United States collectively as a people. And of course we make money and we provide a lot of opportunities. We seem to be everywhere. We are the hustlers. We make it happen. You know, in my real income, what brings me income, because whatever comes from the show, I don't even take it. You know, like I give it to people in the operation who help out and make sure everybody gets paid. Or I use it to buy equipment, you know, to build up on the show. It's not like a job for me. I have a real job. I invented something in the world. Actually, I went on a talk show, and I should show you guys, because this was the coolest intro anyone ever gave me. And this dude is like such a baller. I mean, like a 500 milli baller, like the number one company in cannabis. And he like loves me, and so he has me out on his show, gives me the best intro anyone ever gave. I look so cool in this. We got to play this just because I look so cool in this intro. But this was the you know, in my life, you know, I'm out here making money, like trying to build wealth and, you know, build an empire for myself. And you know, when I see you know, people complaining about Jews don't do this, Jews don't do that, and I know how hard I work as a man to go make it in this world. I'm an inventor. I have an engineering firm, and we engineer processing equipment for the cannabis business. It's just the most important business in America. It's like $100 billion a year that we could just like plop right down onto the GDP and solve a lot of problems with. But people are fucking it up, dude. They are fucking it up. Let's go find the podcast. So, I'm searching on, bear with me, folks, as I search through the annals of YouTube for this podcast. It was the nicest intro anyone ever gave me. I got to give him a shout out, but he really like nails it on the head. Let's see if I can find the, it's like, here we go.
You have
All right, let's check out this intro. I mean, like, for real, folks, like, anybody who wants to have me on their show and does something like that, and this guy's worth like 500 million. This company is like a massive, massive, massive company. Such a big deal, dude. Anybody who wants to make something like this for me to come on their spot, like, I am totally down.
Today's guest doesn't just tweet controversial takes. He builds machines that produce 3.5 million joints a year. That's right, 3.5 million joints a year, and does them in an 8mm format. Adam King, host of the Adam King Show, where politics, culture, and power structures get dissected without apology. On this episode, we go straight into the fire. The machine that could reshape pre-roll production. Why most operators are bleeding cash and don't even realize it. Love them, hate them, argue with them. You're going to want to watch this one. All right, we are here today with Adam King, and we have one heck of a show.
I'm excited
because
to be here.
you have invented a rolling machine that can roll just like cigarettes or cones or anything else, and it's small, it's compact, and we're going to be talking about that.
All right, whatever. I don't want to like boast about my real job and what I do, but like I'm innovating, you know. I'm trying to tell you guys that Jews are out here on the front lines of innovation at every single level of society, innovating, making it happen, building it up, building the society. You want to come after us? You want to sink that? We always go somewhere else and do it again. You know, but it's like so futile because we could really rule the world together, like for America. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're American Jews. It's not like, you know, like if the Greeks were winning this hard, it would be like the same thing. You know what I mean? It would be like the same thing. So, like, there is a significant amount of contribution that Jews give to society. Anyone that says that Jews do not contribute to society is like smoking crack. Low-grade anti-Semitism. You want to be anti-Semitic? Fine. Go fucking hate us. Just don't be so stupid. That is the definition of goy slop. That's why I don't even care to use the word goy slop. You guys are goy slop. That's what that is what the embodiment of goy slop is. It's like, just be real with the situation. Understand like the real play that's going down on the table. Like, we're like building the world, folks. Jews are building the world, you know, and like anybody who wants to stand in the way of like the building of the world is especially like when it's to like America's favor. It's like, I don't know. It's just so stupid at this point. It's like literally tearing apart. It's like the desire to tear apart the Constitution. It is as intrinsic in this country as the Constitution itself. That's the truth. Because the First Amendment to the Constitution, folks, was given to the Jewish community. There was nothing else here at the time except the Jews and the pagans and, you know, the Quakers, the Protestants, all those different types of Jesuses. And the First Amendment was given to all of us for freedom of religion. But the Jews were here too. It was made for all people, freedom of religion as time moves forward, thus making Mormonism like the kind of the true American faith, because it was the only faith born in the United States. You know what I'm saying? And people clown on it all the time. And I'm not like a Mormon, but I do think it's cool that America birthed a religion, like a actual religion. Can we have pride in America for once? Fucking losers, man. Stop being losers. We're winning. Feel your win and march forward to victory with me. And that also involves Iran. The midterms are a loss if we don't take Iran. The midterms are an absolute loss if we don't take Iran. I can't imagine a world where the loss is that great. I mean, what are we going to be doing at that point? What are we going to be doing in the next administration if we allow this to continue? Like, Jared Kushner just took a big fat... I hope they get a fat check, and then they're like, fuck you, psych. And then Mujtaba, who is like mashed potato. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mujtaba should be mashed potato. Like, I don't understand why we're playing this game. Like, do they have a secret tech? If they have a secret tech, you need to tell us right now. You need to tell us right now. And that we can't wait 50 years for, like, you know, the JFK assassination or something like that, you know, to really know what was going on. You know, this is like some serious shit. We deserve to know what's going on. Trump, you love to tell us everything. Tell us what's going on. It's okay. Donnie, it's okay. Just tell us what's going on, okay? Just tell us. Just tell us so we're not surprised, at least. Like, if you did something, like, give us a heads up. I think we deserve it. We've been pretty loyal. Everyone's been pretty loyal. Except, like, Tucker Carlson and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Thomas Massey and, like, all those people. But we've been pretty loyal. I mean, like, we have really been pretty loyal. We helped get you elected. We financed the whole thing from our trillions of dollars. Like, we helped you, man. And, like, one day I want to contribute to that trillions of dollars. I mean, my company is small fries now, man. Small fries, but I think it could become a big company. I really do. Actually, I don't think. I know. I made one of the most important technologies in cannabis. And it's just hitting the market now. And it's going to be big. But that doesn't matter. Our guest coming in today, like, they're trying to, like, fry his company with this stupid Austin Franco story. He'll be here shortly. And we'll talk about it. You know, the way that they like to stifle Jewish innovation. I think that sometimes people are pretty shitty. So, but that's what they do. They're just like, they're out there stifling Jewish innovation. This guy, Gabe Einhorn, he invented a website that matches renters with landlords. Ready to go. Pre authorizes them for rent, and stuff like that. Brilliant business. He's 24 years old, this kid. Shema Yisrael. And his brother, the co-founder of the company, is 19 years old, and he's at Cornell University, right? Cornell University. Story goes, he puts out an ad for interns for this company to build this thing because they're Jewish hustlers, making society better, making an app so that if you silly little goyslop, if you need, just like us, you know, because we all down here in the ghetto sometime, you know what I'm saying, as we build our way out, chasing that American dream, because that's what we want. We want the American dream. You know what I mean? We want the American dream, which is personal sovereignty. And the true definition of the American dream is actually living with no property tax. That is the ultimate. No property tax means you could just exist and you can live and have a good life. That really is the ultimate experience as an American. And that's what we all strive for. So if you are in a situation where you need to rent a property or a house, you could get pre-qualified through this guy's website. And it connects you with the landlord, so you don't have to do anything but move in. Makes it super simple, right? Great technology. Or you could go use, newspaper ads. I don't care how you do it. But, like, out here, people are trying to make your life easier, you know? And it's capitalism, so it's motivated by personal gain. People are out there thinking, hey, if I provide this and it benefits society, then I could be rewarded that, which can benefit me. And that's a beautiful thing, because that's how America's supposed to operate. That's called the American dream. And it's what we all want. It's what we all need. It's what we're all searching for, and why we get up every morning and go to work and try to make something for ourselves. So back into the conversation that I was having with my father, I was telling him, like, the elections are coming up, and I could care less about social politics. Like, if the campaign the Democrats want to launch is like emotional justice warriors, I'm out of, like, I'm going to become so racist. I'm going to be like, so like, fuck, you can't ruin things. I'm not living in that timeline. We're like in the right wing, MAGA, QAnon, Jews control everything. And then back to good Jew. Hey girl, we're a fanboy. We like children and drag queen. It's like, I'm not going to live in 4 years this, 4 years that, 4 years this, 4 years that. That's not the future that I'm signing up for while all this corruption is going on. Like, where's Jeffrey Epstein files, man? What the fuck are we doing here? Gabe Einhorn is here. Let's bring in some Jewish excellence.
Yo.
What up, man? How's it going?
Thank God. Can't complain. How are
Jewish
you?
excellence, ladies and gentlemen. Jewish Excellent. Gabe Einhorn. I don't know if you were watching the show, but you probably weren't because you're really busy building a company at the age of 24. Tell us about your company before we get started.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was just on a call with a VC, just talking some stuff through. Right now, we're building a marketplace where we actually match make renters by pre-verifying them, understanding their income, their preferences, and then we match make them essentially like a Tinder, but for landlords and renters.
It's an unbelievable. I was just explaining to the audience how much Jews contribute to the world, let alone America. And really more America than the world because the GDP of America, $15 trillion of our GDP is a Jewish contribution to this country. And may God willing your company contribute to that $15 trillion contribution that we're making towards America. But I was explaining to the audience just like what's at stake when you want to you don't want to work for Jews, or like when you want to have you want to protest something because of Jews, or you want to chase Jews out, or you want a crystal nacht, or you want to steal Jewish money, or you want to do something like that. Like what's actually at stake is like the significant wealth of the world. You know, like
Yep.
all literally half the greatest GDP in the entire world. So Verify is a great company. You put out a message, 120 people that responded. They were interns.
Yep.
Austin Franco responded. You remember his application? Okay,
Yeah.
tell us about his application.
It was good. I mean, we were looking for good college talent. Has good background.
And he was at
Um,
Cornell, right?
Cornell, yeah, like we obviously we're startup founders looking for good people. Cornell happens to be a good school, Ivy League, and we thought it would be a good fit.
Okay, so your brother's a co-founder of this company, right? He's 19 years old, right? Talk about Jewish excellence, right? This is
My brother's
unbelievable.
22.
He's 22.
My brother, yeah, he's a rising senior at NYU.
Who was the 19-year-old? You guys started it when he was 19?
No, no, Austin was a 19-year-old, the kid who applied.
Austin was the 19-year-old. Right. Okay, so your brother is in this environment. You guys are all in this environment. And everybody saw what happened. I don't even know where to begin on this story. I'm like so surprised that Jake flaked out on it. My debate partner flaked out on it. They had me promoting this debate for like weeks. Man, this guy was chasing me around for like 2 months. He got sick, but then Jake fled. It's a little bit unfortunate. I got to admit it. But I gave him the call. I was like, the show's going on without you, bro. This is a one-time out. He's like, can we do it next week? Please, maybe next week. I got to do it. And I was like, nope. It's this week or bust, man. We don't sleep for nobody. But I
For
do
sure.
feel like Jake, because we're only going to be like talking about this now. I did talk to Jake a lot about the situation, and he really was appalled by Austin's behavior, and whether he could be with us today or not to talk about it is another story. But I think across the board, anti-Semites are disgusted with a grift like that. So how soon after did he write you the email that the Jew, I'm not going to work for a Jew, did the GoFundMe come up?
It happened pretty quickly, honestly. Like at first, I thought it was a joke because it happened so quickly. But then, like the rising anti-Semitism started flooding in.
Mm-hmm.
I never like really was so involved with X as a platform, so I didn't really expect it. And then started talking to some friends and people that are on X, and they're like, "No, it's pretty crazy out there, and it's gonna get pretty big and pretty dirty." And then I experienced how crazy it got.
So how many followers on the platform did you have before you announced this whole thing?
I had like maybe 1,000 followers. Like it was
1,000
nothing.
followers! Did you hear that? 1,000 followers. Okay. The system, this algorithm, the way it chooses its people. All right, so you make a post and you just post with 1,000 followers that
Yeah.
this guy didn't hire it. Okay, when did it start to go viral? Before Joe Lonsdale or after Joe Lonsdale?
I mean, it was started getting big, and then like definitely got a lot bigger when Joe Lonzo commented, and then a lot of pretty big figures started chiming in on both sides, and then it became a whole debate of like everything, whether people said this was right, this was wrong, you should dox him,
Mhm.
you should not dox him. Like everybody was fighting about every single possible thing, and I'm just sitting there like, holy cow, like my phone is blowing up right now.
How many views did it get total on your own page?
It got over like 3 million just on like one X tweet. And
That's
then like
crazy.
combine all the impressions of all the comments. There was like tens of millions of impressions across all the comments and everything involved.
That's so crazy. And immediately the band of misfit figures, Ian Carroll came and showed up, and who else came?
Yeah, a lot of guys like Lord Miles and a bunch of
Ian
random
Lord
guys.
Miles came. Okay, who
Yeah.
else?
Um, I don't even know like the rest of them, but like I
There
was
was so
checking all
many
these
big
guys and like,
accounts. Everybody was talking about it. Even Fuentes went on stream to talk about it. And Fuentes came to
yeah,
your defense too. Fuentes was like, "You guys are so. This is what they call goy slop. You know, it's like this is like pure blooded goy slop. You know, it's like the dumbest shit. And you would expect somebody at Cornell to be smarter than that. But you think it was just so he could run off with some money and just grift for a second? It seemed very coordinated, didn't it?
I don't know. It all happened so fast. I honestly don't know like what to even think or expect. Like it's I don't know. I can't like comment to like the conspiracies, but like conspiracies started piling up. People were saying like I planned it and this kid's not even real and I'm just a Jew who wanted to take money. Like everybody
I
was
saw that one.
going down the rabbit hole of
What other
of
ones
crazy
did you see?
conspiracies.
Which ones did you see? I mean, you were in the driver's seat of
Um,
this whole thing, so tell us.
yeah, people saying that I was the one getting the money and that like that was probably the craziest one, which made me laugh. Like obviously. Um, People saying that like I called Joe Lonsdale to comment to dox the kid, and I was like, I've never spoken to him before. Like, I wish I was tight with him like that. That'd be pretty cool. Um, so a couple of those two.
Why do
Those
you
are
think
probably the
Joe
two biggest
Lonsdale
ones.
got involved to begin with?
I think he's very active and like standing up for the Jewish community, and he feels very strongly about it. And I don't think he really cares about what anyone else thinks. Like he's gonna say what he believes, and he's gonna stand on business, and he's gonna stand proudly about it, and that's all he cares about.
So Joe Lonsdale stands up, it becomes like a humongous issue. Humongous issue. Every one of them starts talking about it at their Goy Slop party. And like you are like a star is born. I mean, and on top of it, you got like a huge like potential of a massive company behind you. I mean, like, how do you think it was a coordinated, like, kind of like strike? Like, once they saw you had a company, they wanted to try to like hurt your company or try to like not allow you to grow. It's such an amazing technology. It's so convenient for people. You know what I'm saying? It's like such a great
Yeah.
Jewish contribution.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do, and I really tried to get into like this whole world of like, activists and stuff like this. I just happen to be someone building a company, and I wear my kippah, and I'm a proud Jew, and I'm not going to hide that fact, and if that's going to cause problems to people, and they got to deal with it.
You're a Jew maxer.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. So you keep Shabbos. You learn the parsha.
I do. Yeah, I heard we're going to get into some Parsha now.
Dude, I haven't even started yet, but this parsha is so important to me because it's the parsha of the red heifer, Parshat Chukat. And one of these like anti-Semitic grifts that went down was that the Jews are going to do the red heifer and bring the Antichrist and everything like that. And so for
Yeah.
like a troll for the show, we actually went ahead and did it, like the real thing. Because they shipped them. It cost like $4 million. These Christians like shipped them across. They paid for this whole thing and they shipped it. You've seen them. Everybody posts it on their Facebook and takes selfies in front of the red heifers, right?
Yeah.
So we did it in Shiloh. The only thing halachically that like every single thing that we did was like accordance with halacha, including if there's more than one red heifer, you have to use the nicest of the red heifers or it's completely invalidated. So we used the nicest of the red heifers, but we did it in Shiloh and not in Yerushalayim because it says it has to be Keneged the Kedosh Kedoshim, right? So the Kedosh Kedoshim once sat in Shiloh for 369 years before it came to Jerusalem. And there's a machloket and stuff about like, oh, well, everybody's pearl clutching on Jerusalem, but I think Hashem gave us a back door so we can do the Para Aduma, which is contained in this week's Parshat Chukat. And so we did it, and I got red heifer ashes. I have like actually at least a quart of red heifer ashes. I'm looking at it. It's on the table. I didn't want to put it on screen, but what I will put on screen is that with my red heifer ashes, earlier in the year we had a Kohen fly in and actually make us a real mechatas. Do you know what a mechatas is?
I don't know.
A mechatas is the water of sprinkling that you sprinkle on yourself after like you leave a funeral or like, like well, you know what? Let's learn about it. Let's learn about it and ditch this stupid story, leave it in the dust. We gave everybody the opportunity to have the story. They didn't want the story. I told them, they were like, can we do it next week? And I said, you know what? Next week, it's not going to be a story. There's going to be something else. And like I don't want to LARP and I don't want to like, just follow along on this. I think you have a really bright future. I think you should. How many followers do you have now? Did you get flooded with followers in the process?
Not that crazy. I have like 5,600
5,600. So it gave you a huge boost. X
for
is
sure.
the
Yeah.
hardest environment to break into. It pays the least and it's the most amount of discrimination.
Yeah.
It is. X is
I
the
don't care what people post
dirtiest.
on it then.
X is the dirtiest space. So I had this whole debate. This guy Cam, he chased me around for like a long time because he knows I'm friends with Jake, and he wanted to. Sorry, these are the wrong. This is it. We had this whole red heifer debate that was scheduled today. So this guy Cameron Waters, he made like all these clips of me doing the red heifer, right?
Hmm.
And like they did so well. He just on other platforms, Instagram, whatever, the guy made thousands of dollars on me, just clipping me. So he's been chasing me around for months, trying to catch my tzitzit, to ride on my tzitzit, riding on my tzitzit. But like he wanted screen time with me, and he was like begging Jake, because I guess they have some sort of connection. He made some movie called Christspiracy. Basically, everybody should be vegan Christians, and it's the Jews' fault. Like that's the religion. You know what I mean? It's a funny thing. This guy's been chasing me around for a debate, misses the debate, and we tried my best to, but I wanted it during Parshat